Thursday morning, getting ready to do school and everything else, and I just did a quick preemptive little revisions on that panel. I was also double checking some continuity stuff between these panels and the ones on the previous page. So yes. Right, it's about 9:30 a.m. Thursday. The kid is at school. Termite inspection came today. That's done. I did some dishes, had I don't know, something else, and now I think I'm gonna go to a coffee shop. I didn't wanna go yesterday, well, for a variety of reasons, but I was concerned about there being a lot of political ruckus yesterday. There still might be that today, but I'm gonna take a chance. And 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. So maybe I get 2 hours of drawing done. I have to do some other stuff too. Oh, that was the other thing I did. I got some materials together for that other project that I can't really talk about right now. And there's a few other things. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the coffee shop, and at maximum, I think if I start drawing the second I get there until the second I leave, maybe I get 2.5 hours done. But realistically, I'm gonna be happy if I get an hour done, just to move things forward. It's, what is it? It's morning, and it is Friday. I am not as far done with the Page of the Heart for as I'd like to be. Definitely more than halfway done with it now. And can I finish it today? No. Well, anything's possible, but given my track record, no. But I'd like to get far enough along it that I could maybe squeak out finishing it over the weekend, although it's gonna be tough because this weekend is my mom's birthday, and so I'm taking her on a hot air balloon ride, which is something she's wanted to do her whole life, and so this is the time we're doing it. And then brunch and a few other things. And Saturday there's more birthday stuff for my mom, and then Sunday we have a parent-kid get-together thing. So more activity than usual this weekend. I did get a little bit of work done yesterday. Overall, the week, the work of the week has been fine. Not, oh my gosh, this is amazing, but like I would say the average of the week has been the bare minimum of what I'd like to accomplish going forward. So we'll see. I have this on my lap. I'm not looking at it while I'm driving. It's Friday, dropped the kid off. It was another stressful morning. Most mornings with the child are stressful. Mainly the part about brushing teeth, going to the bathroom, and getting out of the door to go to school on time. But anyway, that's done, and I'm going to the Coyote Coffee Shop, which is my favorite coffee shop in the area. There's a few I go to, but that's my favorite for a variety of reasons. But I know that the owners lean a certain way politically, and I didn't want to go there right after the election just in case there was some kind of party or something. And you would think they wouldn't do that because that's not great business, but who knows? I mean, I had issues at the school and other places of things that were not pleasant. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much, but the point is I'm going there now, and I don't anticipate any problems, but I was, doing the math. Theoretically, I could get up to 3 hours of drawing done. And it's like, well, if I did 3 hours of drawing, I feel like I could finish the panel I'm on and maybe get a good chunk of the next one done. And like, maybe I can get it to the point where all I have to do is the grayscale over the weekend. And like, I'm feeling super optimistic. I'm just going to blast through 3 hours and just get it done. But I'm like, well, I do got to respond to a couple of emails, and I got to do this thing and the other thing before and then I am going to eat. And like, so I'm like, okay, so it'll probably be more like 2 hours. And like, this happens a lot, when I have free time, when I'm going to, like, I get super psyched up. Like, I'm going to jog 3 miles. I'm going to draw 2 pages today. I'm going to repaint the house. And then when I get there, it's like, okay, well, I painted a door. Okay, well, walked around the block. Okay, so I get something done, or stop now. But I don't know if it's good to get that hyped up and excited because, like, yeah, I'm going to go work, woo. Like, and it's good to get psyched up and feel positive and feel that way. But 90% of the time, even if I do the thing, I don't get as much done as I thought, or I don't do it as well as I thought, or whatever. And so then I question, like, oh, am I just setting myself up for disappointment, where I'm super psyched, I'm just going to work as much as I can the whole time I'm there, and then I only end up working for like an hour and a half, don't get much done, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's better, because if I'm like, ugh, I'm only going to get an hour done, and then it's like, what's the point? Then I might not do it. So it sort of is that, aim for the stars, and if you miss, you hit the moon, but it's not exactly that. It's a lot more depressing than that. A few minutes early to pick up the child. I was at the coffee shop the whole time, and I did a fair amount of work. I'd say I could solidly say I did 2 hours, maybe more. So like I did more or less achieved what I wanted to in terms of time put in, and it was productive. And I think I have the inks. The inks are done on the panel I was working on. There's always little artsy-fartsy, little noodly things left to put like a little more dirt and stuff, but I think when I pick it up again, I'll look at it real quick, but try to move on to the final panel of inking. So in terms of time, I did well. In terms of how much progress I made, I didn't, which is kind of par for the course and somewhat disheartening, but I feel I'm trying to align myself to, if I put the time in, I have succeeded, even if I haven't succeeded at the task that I wanted to. It's like 4:30. I haven't done any more artwork, but I have been pretty productive today. I went through some boxes in the closet. I got a big, huge lot of Star Wars toys posted up on eBay for sale. I'm finishing up setting up the guest room for my mom to sleep over because we're going on that air balloon tomorrow. I don't know, did some other stuff too. Dishes, laundry. Hung out with the kid. We went to the Hungry Dragon, which is a local gaming store. Played some games, had some quality time. So, yeah. So far, so good. Would have liked to have gotten more drawing done and or progress done, but, you know, doing okay. Tron cabinet I got. I mean, it's a display cabinet that I had a small Tron cabinet. Now I have a big Tron cabinet because I got more Tron stuff when I went to Disney. But down here, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do. And this bottom shelf is starting to look like a TV and movie superhero shelf. Right now, it's all DC. I don't know. I have a lot of Marvel, too. But anyway, that's what's going on right here right now. That's what I'm using my time with right now. King Kong's birthday, and they're getting the balloons blown up. They're gonna put it on, then we're gonna get a cake. It's gonna be the size of Target.
We're joining the flock.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is the best thing.
Keep the weight on, guys. Keep the weight on. Push it on. All right, slide it on. Slide it on. Little bump. Jump. Sometime this year or next, we can record it. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Sunday, November 10th. It's like 8:30-ish. Late morning today. I woke up by myself at 7, then again at 7:30, and then again a little before 8, and I had to wake the kid up. Woke her up around 8:15 by the time she actually got up and everything. But it's nice to sleep in, but it's gonna mess up the schedule because normally 8:15 we should be at school. So it's that thing of I can't really enjoy sleeping in because like, oh, we gotta get this back on track before Tuesday. But she also had some night terrors last night. She didn't the night before, and she did the night before that. Previously, she hadn't in like a month, and it's, when I say that it's not like regular nightmares, it's like screaming, and you can't wake her up, and she's not really awake, and there's no real comforting her. It's just, she's in nocturnal distress, and we're all awake, or anyone that's trying to sleep anyway. So it's sort of like, well, there was like an hour or so of that, so I guess this made up for that, but it starts for a weird morning. Anyway, we don't have anything big planned for today, and well, until like 3 o'clock. And then, even though I would theoretically be off duty, we have this get together of parents and kids locally at the Vale HQ marketplace. I didn't work on the comic or any art at all yesterday. It was the hot air balloon thing with my mom, and then brunch, and I had gotten like no sleep that night because I had to get up so early, and I didn't do a good job going to bed at night, and blah 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 blah. So anyway, yesterday was a good family day, but nothing else was accomplished whatsoever, and we'll see what gets accomplished today. It's a woodpecker. I don't think I've ever seen real life woodpeckers till I moved to this area of California, and for some reason somebody's tree in the backyard here seems to always have woodpeckers on it, which is cool. This is inside of a shop at Vale HQ that I've never been to before. For a cigarette. Yes, they've got It's Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. I think it's like 8:30. This week has been a mess. Monday, I got real sick. Puking, pooping. Thought it was food poisoning, but I think it's the norovirus, which is just like, I guess, really strong for like a day, but it was like horrible, coming out both ends at the same time. I was sitting on the toilet and there was the bathtub and I was literally like, bah! And just shooting jets out of both sides. And I was yelling like the two, like, ah! Like every time. Did that most of the day into the night. And right as I was not better, but at least done with most of that, Tech Advisor Arzuki and my kid in the middle of the night had the same thing happening to them. So after a day of that, where I, again, wasn't feeling better, but I was done puking at least, I was up all night dealing with my kid doing it. In addition to waking up all night and dealing and comforting her, I had to give her a bath in the middle of the night because she'd puke everywhere. I had to do loads of laundry of all of her clothes, because, not her clothes, her bedding. Anyway, that happened. And the next day, the two of them were still sick. I was still sick, but I was better than both of them, so I was kind of taking care of both of them. The kid didn't go to school, obviously. And then last night, I was almost fully better, and they were where I was the day before. And the kid was having like night terrors, which is more than nightmares. It's like when they're like screaming, you can't even really wake them up. They're kind of like half asleep walking, just, Then they were actually awake and just didn't want to go to sleep because they were scared because this was happening. It was just like, we're up all night. So I was up all night. That was last night. And so today they were supposed to go to school because they were feeling better. But they should have been to school 10 minutes ago, and I'm not even sure if they're awake yet. I woke up and I was like, hey, time to get up. And I was thinking, I don't know. They woke up. They were up all night, and so was I. So I just slept. And now I'm not sure if we're even going to go to school, but I have to go to the store to get some power drinks, Boost power drink things for Tech Advisor Arzuki because she's ready to eat, but not real food. So I got to get her those, and we're out of Gatorade and stuff at the house. So no artwork has been done the last few days. No, nothing has been done. I've been barely keeping things running in the house as far as making sure puke is cleaned up and getting some amount of food to the animals in the house that still want food. Speaking of which, I need to feed the cats, but that's what's going on today and the last couple days. Well, the kid is still asleep. With all she's gone through, I'm inclined to let her keep sleeping, but then it's going to mess up her schedule too much. Normally, she should be getting up around 7. It's now 8:45. I'm going to let her sleep till 9, and then I am going to get her up. But I'm going to spend 15 minutes just drinking my coffee and reading a comic while she is asleep and give myself a minute. This is a book called Kaiju number 8. I haven't read a lot of comics recently, and I certainly haven't read a lot of manga. Not that I dislike manga, but I've just never been a big manga person. But I saw a figure for Kaiju number 8 that looked really cool and intrigued me. So I bought the first book from my local comic store, and it was good, not great, but interesting enough that I wanted to see the next book, and they didn't have it. And they said maybe it's out of print. They couldn't order it. I was like, oh. I went to the library, which my daughter does not like, but we bring her anyway. She's not into it, like not into the book aspect. She likes going and playing with stuff, but she doesn't, I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, I was like, nowadays they have manga and all kinds of stuff, and they had the second volume. I don't know if they have the third volume, but they have the second volume. So I'm going to do that and read comic. I'm going to do that and read comic. Hey, it's Thursday. It's the first day where everybody got a good night's sleep. The kid is back at school. Tech Advisor Arzuki's back at work. It's a normal day, and I was going to go to a coffee shop and try to get back to work on the Highway 4, but I remembered it's my mom's birthday. And I had told her I would go have brunch with her, which I wanted to do, but I completely forgot with all the sick and everything. So I just went and did that. And now I'm on my way back home. I got to pick up the kid soon-ish, so I don't have a ton of time. But I'm going to stop at Ross and Target because that's what I'm going to do. I actually stopped at Target on the way out because I had a few minutes before my mom was ready, and I needed to pick up Gatorade for Tech Advisor Arzuki's sick recovery for electrolytes, and Ross was not open. And I did notice that Target was restocking, so I'm going to swing over there and see if they're restocked. Found a Bazooka G.I. Joe classified figure for $8. Normally goes for about 25, so I'm happy about that. It's one I've been wanting, that I've been holding off, hoping I'd find it on sale at like Target or something. Never did, so now I got it at clearance. So Ross for the win once again. I love the smell of fresh Bazooka in the morning. Still Thursday, after school. I went to the comic store with the kid. And then went to get a coffee because I haven't had a lot of caffeine because I haven't had a lot of any food of any kind. And I was like, oh, maybe I could kind of reset. I'm not feeling super tired, even though I should be because I've had days and days of whatever. And then around 12:15, I was like, I'm like, ugh. And she's like, can we go eat outside or sit outside and read comics? And I'm like, let's go get coffee and do that. And so that's what we did. So I just got back now. Pardon me. I'm getting her set up for independent play. I need to post an Action Activate video by 3 o'clock today. I didn't record this week with the big dog, but I have some interviews that I've been keeping in my back pocket for just such an occasion. So I need to hurry up and edit one of those real quick and throw it up in the next hour or so. And then try to get a little bit of artwork done as well while she's there. And then we're going to the park, and then I got to give her a bath. So maybe I'll get a little work done today, but if not now, then later tonight maybe. But tomorrow, tomorrow, I'll try again. So it's 6:38. Star Commander's over here keeping an eye on things, and I'm tired. I had that coffee earlier in the day, and that was a good call. During Roxana's independent play, I basically edited an interview video, and I don't even know what else I did. Time just went. I didn't draw at all. And then when she was done, I promised her I'd go to the park. So we went to the park, and we were outside, and it was a little bit cold. It got a little dark, and it was that kind of just like whatever energy I had that sucked the rest out of me. And then I made her some food. I didn't eat yet. I didn't eat lunch. I had my first real food meal this morning. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna order myself a pizza. So that's on its way. I tried to draw while she was eating. I couldn't really, earlier, I think I put this up, I did like this wolf character that was trying to do like a 90s cartoon villain, just to like kind of keep things moving. It's hard for me to like, I've gotten to the point lately where I've been able to draw around her, and once in a while I could draw something real, but usually it's like, I can't think about it too much because she asks me a million questions and things are going on, you know, and so even though she was eating, she kept stopping eating to look at what I was doing, asking questions. So I wasn't working on the horror. I was just trying to design a new character, and I just couldn't even do that. So I technically drew, but I drew like nothing. Excuse me. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to be productive, but I feel like even though today I felt good, like I felt mentally, emotionally, energy-wise until recently good, I think the sickness is gone for good, and I got a good night's sleep. I just, my throat's sounding a little scratchy. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm just burnt. I think I hit a high because I had a good night's sleep, and I was like, hey, okay, the kid's at school. And now I'm just coming down, and like the last couple of days are catching up with me again. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to get anything done tonight. But tomorrow, I was joking about this before. My plan is to, get her to school and then go to a coffee shop and try to put in a couple hours like I've been doing. I feel like I should be able to finish that last panel. And I hate saying stuff. Every time I say that, I disappoint myself. So whatever. 11 o'clock. I got maybe a half hour, 40 minutes left to work. I finished the inks on this panel, and now I'm doing revisions and then grays. So the end is in sight. Well, I spent a couple hours at the coffee shop, got the inks and the revisions done. I had a little bit of time during independent play where I was sitting on bed and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to do some more drawing. Going to get some of those grays done. And I started doing the grays, and then almost immediately I wanted to redraw the head in the first panel, which I've done about 5 times already. This is where I landed. It's not a bad looking head, but it just feels off model. I just completely redrew it to this, which is a little bit more on model, but like a worse drawing. And this comes back to a problem I continually have while working on comics. Consistency of characters, choices I don't make. I just draw it a certain way and it looks fine in one panel and then I try to match it. But like the anatomy doesn't really make sense because it's a little bit too cartoony. And then maybe I learn how to be a better artist because it's taking me so long to do it. And it's like, to make it match, I have to make it a worse drawing or make them an uglier character or just, I don't know. I never drew them from one angle or another angle and so it's like this balancing act of like, I'm trying to make it a better drawing. Oops, now it doesn't look like the character. Okay, now it looks like the character, but and anyway, that's what I've been doing. And eventually I need to just stop because it's something nobody's going to notice. Or if they do, it'll be for like it's not going to make or break the book. The fact that this character might look a little off model in this one panel is not going to make or break the book. But I act like it does. I'm at the park. I think it's like 50 degrees, which is maybe a little colder, but this is the second or third time we've been at the park in the last week or two. Now that it's not boiling hot, I like being outside a lot more. We're doing this, then we're gonna go to a store, have a coffee. I don't have to get up early tomorrow, but I do have to take my mom to the airport with my free time. So once again, I'm like, I'm doing good on the page, but I don't know if I'll be able to get any work done over the weekend. partially because I have to take my mom, but if I'm being honest, I just want to relax after all the sick. So we'll see. In a perfect world, the page would be done Monday. In a perfect world, the page would have done last Monday. In a perfect world, the page would have been done 4 years ago, or 3. I've lost track of time. Here's a depressing fact. I started working on the Horror A4 2 moves ago, before I had a kid, before COVID. Yeah, that's how long ago that was. I was still in a band. And I just got a text. Not that wasn't a text. That was a bottle blower. And I just got a text reminding me that Monday people are coming over to fix the sliding glass door, so I cannot go anywhere to work. And we'll do that awkward thing where I kind of hover in the general area to make sure they don't need anything, make sure they're not stealing or breaking anything, but not like looking at them like I'm really worried about it, but kind of just finding ways to busy myself in the area. So Monday, the last couple months is the most focused and productive I've been on the horror in years. And I've just about got 2 pages done, almost. You can tell by the flashing lights, it's Morse code. There's kaiju in the area, or maybe supernatural, or the Illuminati, something. Certainly not just like a malfunctioning ballast or an electrical short somewhere, which of course could cause some sort of fire. Could still be a disaster, you never know. Just came out of Ross, and yeah. This isn't so bad. I saw this once before when it was like 9 or 10 at night and there was like no one in the parking lot, and I was just like, what's happening? Is this how I die? I've been working on my turtle shelves. This is my movie shelf 1 and a little bit of 2, and the Rockstar Turtles. Down here, this is comic book, primarily early Mirage, and then those are the original. They're not KO, they're a little bit beat up, but those are the original ones. And then down here, we got a small Last Ronin section, which is going to be a problem because I got a few more. And then this is, these are both comic. And then this is comic a little bit later days with what they're called the Lawson Turtles. There's debate about whether or not that's his exact design or not, but these are my favorite designs. Like if I had to get rid of everything on these shelves, these are the 4 things I would keep, these 4 right here. Then down here are the Toon Turtles from the 90s cartoon with this slash, which is an Archie slash. Previously, I was using this video game slash. My least favorite slash is the Toon slash. Actually, probably my favorite is the Playmates toy one. And down here is more Toon. And that's like a piece of the vintage sewer play set. My April fell. This is the 2nd version of April. I never got the 1st, which now I'm glad of because the 2nd one is better. Down here I have some books. Eventually I'm going to move all these books because I have more Turtles coming. I have the 2000 whatever from Super 7 4-pack, which I might end up getting rid of as soon as they come, because NECA announced that they have the Nickelodeon show version, not the current, well, whatever, the one I like, and that's gonna go down there. I also have these. I have a Kevin Eastman figure I gotta open, and these 4 black and white Ninja Turtles, which might end up going up here. I have that street diorama, which I may or may not get rid of because I don't have space for it anymore. But yeah, I've been working on this, and I'll be working on it some more. The newest 2 I put in were the Triceratops Warrior, which I almost wasn't going to get because I thought it was just a repaint, but it's completely different. And the Rat King. Those are the 2 I put in most recently. And I need to get better risers for this area here. I'm in Target in San Diego. Got up. I actually didn't sleep in. I was supposed to sleep in today, but I couldn't. And I worked on editing past Gazbot videos, and the problems just keep coming. For some reason, I brought in all of my Disneyland videos, and they're just like on my computer in After Effects, they're all completely out of order. So I'm like having to reassemble a timeline. Anyway, I worked on that. I cleaned up some stuff. I didn't do any drawing, but last night I did like another half hour, 45 minutes drawing in bed, redrawing Dan's face some more. The same one I was talking about before. I finished it, and I started graying the first panel. So progress there, which is good, because today I don't think I'll be able to do any, because I did a little bit of that. Just dropped my mom off at the airport, had to go to the bathroom, found a Target, did look for toys, didn't find anything, and now I'm gonna leave. But I need to get some food and or coffee before the hour and a half drive home. And then theoretically I'm supposed to take over watching the kid at 1, but I'm not gonna even be home by then, and she's gonna be in her independent play, and I'll probably get home 2-3 hours, whatever it is, and then just have to take over watching her right away. So that's my day. Walk into my car and I see Ross, so I think I'm gonna stop there. see if I have any better luck. Now, real quick, I want you to hear this. Yeah, there's a fart, so glad you heard that. I got the go-ahead to stop. I got a latte and a couple bagels. I got an everything bagel against my better judgment, worrying they would have seeds in it, and it does. And I don't mean like sesame seeds, I mean like honkin' sunflower seeds. I don't know why that's a thing. Is that a California thing? I don't know. All right. The coffee's good, the bagel's mediocre, the cream cheese not good. The atmosphere very good. It's nice sitting here for a little bit, but I got an over hour drive to go home. So I should get a move on. Little doggies, get a move on. Barbies with the kid. Well, we call it Barbies, but this is Monster High. These Monster High dolls come with these cool, expressive splayed fingers that make it impossible to get these shirts on. And it's not like they have alternate hands. I wonder if these could pop off. I don't want to break it. But yeah, she can't do it, and I could barely do it. It's bad. It's poor design. It's poor design. It's Sunday. I have this little frother thing I use to occasionally try to make myself a latte or a cappuccino. It never works very well, but it makes me feel a little fancy. I don't feel very good. I got done watching the kid today, and I did actually get a little bit of drawing done yesterday and today, like in between watching her or while watching her. Not a lot, but you know, more than zero. And yeah, the last couple hours I've just spent not feeling good. I'm trying to shake myself out of it, physically, I should say, not like mentally or emotionally. I'm a little tired, but the two of them decided to go out and water the plants, so I'm sitting outside and having my coffee, which sometimes when I don't feel good, I get like fatigue where I know caffeine works on me, but when I have this sort of fatigue, like it doesn't matter. Like I had, you know, I can have a soda, I have a coffee. I still like it. It feels good. And it might work on some level, but it doesn't really wake me up. But anyway, I'm gonna try to, I did a little bit of house stuff earlier, so I'm gonna try to get some house. I even have my iPad right here, so theoretically I could work. I'm gonna drink the coffee, maybe try to draw for a second. But the other thing is when I don't feel good, sometimes it's this counterintuitive thing where if I make myself move and be physical, it makes my body feel better sometimes. So I'm gonna try that. All right, well, I didn't think I was gonna work at all out here, but I finished flattening the grays on the third panel, so that's good. Yeah, my thought was like, oh, if I could finish this up tonight, then I'll have all week to do the next page. And like, I keep trying to come up with these schedules, and I think trying to do it is better than not, because I'm trying to hold myself accountable to something. And even if I'm failing at my specific goals, I'm succeeding at moving forward the big goal of getting this issue done. But I also have like other, like, oh, I want to get that print done, and a few other, you know, I have like an idea for an auto bio strip and things that like aren't client work that are still things I want to do, but I've let everything get in the way of this comic. And so I'm like, well, maybe I try to get a page done a week, which I haven't been doing, but and if I finish that page in 4 days or 5 days, any time left I could use on whatever other project I want. It doesn't matter, because I haven't yet got a page done in a week, but you know, who knows. But I am allowing a couple times, like I've done those 2 sketches recently, maybe 3, just like because like, oh, I can't work on this, but drawing anything is better than drawing nothing. So that's, yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of tired. I'm going to do what I said before and try to clean some stuff in the house, try to move some boxes. And yeah, tomorrow I was looking forward to having a week where there wasn't anybody being sick or anything crazy going on, but we're getting the glass installed all day. So like I said, I'm not going to be able to leave. Maybe I could work in the morning. Maybe, I mean, here's the thing. What I've been trying to do is at school, I get about 3 hours, and I try to that's drawing time. Everything else can be done other times of the day. And sometimes other times of the day can have drawing, but I'm trying to treat it like I have a 3-hour work day of drawing, which is only 15 hours a week. But, you know, I'm having trouble even maintaining that, because then sickness, doctor's appointments, people installing glass. So I'm doing better than I've been doing in a long time. And I'm trying to remember that, while at the same time trying to kick my butt and not get complacent. Sitting on the stairs, don't have time to draw. But I literally have a few minutes in between things, so I'm just trying to flat some grays. That's right, I'm flatting grays. The way I usually do it with my gray scales is I do 2 main passes. The first pass, I go in and I sort of color anything that would be black or very dark, like her hair, for example. And so, see if I zoom out. See, I did the same thing over here with him. And then my second pass is when I go in and add the shading, and then anything the shading touches that already had the first pass becomes darker. Anyway, that's what I'm doing right now.
Friday, students and staff, wear your flannel And we have our turkey jockey.
I just dropped off the kid. They're coming to do the windows. They might be showing up now. Tech Advisor Urzuki's going to watch out for them. She was late, which means I need to check her into the office. I would say 10 to 20% of the time I have to take her into the office. And we're not late like, whoa, so late, but just too late to go in the normal gate where you're supposed to go in. And it's always her fault. You would think the irresponsible artist, Dad, would be the one causing the problem, but no. Well, I guess maybe you would think that it's the 5-year-old causing the problem. I don't know. I don't know about parent stuff, but other people seem to be able to get their kids here on time. And over the weekend, she was waking up at 6:30, 6:45, bouncing out of bed. And again, she's not really old enough to like appreciate the weekend and understand that it's just like weird bad luck. And then, here it is, Monday. I had to wake her up after 7 and kind of hurry up, finish eating. And then she was all ready to go except for brushing her teeth. And it just took forever. And she was having meltdowns over nothing. And so I just finally got her here and had to check her in. And that is not an uncommon thing. And it's bad for everybody because it just makes for a stressful morning. She doesn't get to play outside. Normally they play outside for a while before school and get that energy out. She didn't get to have that. We got to go check in. And then theoretically, I could have dropped her off 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago, which is more free time for me too. So these late mornings just are Bantha Poodoo. Bantha Poodoo! It's 10:30. So they've been here working for an hour and a half, and I had a hard time putting the cats away. Twice I picked up Star Commander and she was chill, and then a noise went off and she scratched the crap out of me. Dealt with that for a while. Then I packaged up some things that needed to be sent out, and I was like, all right, I'm having trouble focusing. Let me work on editing a video, but the noise is too loud that I can't hear what's going on in the video. So I started drawing. Surprise, surprise, I finished up all the grays on the final panel. Now, I need to go back and finish the grays on the second panel. Oh, that's not the second panel. That was a reference panel. But I have the flat first pass on the second panel. So 4 panels, 3 100% done. 1, I needed to do the second pass on the grays. So I could have that done today, and then we'll see what the rest of the week is like. 7:15. I got more work done today than I thought I would, and I actually finished all the grays for the previous page. And I also ended up doing a lot of housework, dishes, laundry, whatever. They got here at 9 and didn't leave until like 5:30, 6 o'clock, which was awkward because I was like cooking dinner and they're like, hey, how you doing? And like, but anyway, I'm not going to do any more work tonight. I'm very tired, but I did kind of open up. For the next page, I had to get on the cloud off my computer to get onto my iPad, and I did that. When I brought it in, I realized it was slightly resized, offsized, because I think I was just like doing a rough comic book page size without a template. So I brought it into a template, and I'm like, oh, let me shift this around a little bit. I moved this panel a little bit. You can see how there's like nothing drawn on that side. But I'm looking, first of all, some of these drawings are a little bit rougher than the previous page. Some of the characters are a little off model, etc. But the other thing is, this panel seems a little weird and like unnecessarily big and negative space. And I've been trying not to worry about word balloons and things like that and trusting that, I already allocated room for where things are going to go. But I'm not always the best at that. And I think I might need to go back to the script and see like, oh, is this necessary? Do I have like a huge big word balloon that's going to go here? And if so, yeah, and just make sure that's necessary before I go ahead and start working on it. So tomorrow, I actually don't think I have anything. Well, I have things going on in the afternoon, but nothing before 12. So I think I might do my old standby of going to a coffee shop and working on this, but I got to make sure to have, if not a copy of the script, at least a copy of this page with me before I just go in and start. I was going to go and start inking, but if I'm being honest, I'm going to go in and start tightening up some of these roughs. And I'm also already seeing some inconsistencies from the background of this page to the background of the previous page. Luckily, those pages are already loaded on, and yeah. So good progress today in terms of thinking I wasn't going to work on it at all, and I did get that page done and, sort of started the pre-production on the next page. Despite what I just said about scripts and not working anymore tonight, I just spent, I don't know, between 15 and 30 minutes doing some quick revisions. Some of it is continuity stuff. Some of it is like, is that cat right? I don't know. Some of it is just minor perspective corrections. Like I realized this is a slight up angle, so we should see the undersides of some of these things. Some of it was tightening up like that face wasn't very well done, that the thumb was off on that. Yeah, I'm just, oh, that sleeve wasn't correct, and let me make these, wrinkles look a little better, et cetera, et cetera. There's more to do, but I'm going to stop. 3 of the Horror 4 has 27 pages, maybe 28 if I end up adding one. So let's say 28. I have done 15, which means I'm more than halfway done, but that's not accurate because there are 2 pages that have panels I need to go back and fix, but I need to find those files. So that's about a half a page. So I'm going to say I'm about halfway done with the inks right now. And that's fair. That's fair. I was going to look for the script, and I realized I had some lettered pages. As I was saying, I was looking for the script for the page I needed, and before I got that far, I realized I had some roughs that had been lettered by my letterer, Dave Mazur, who he had done about half the book. I don't know if he's even going to do the rest of the book. Maybe I'll use his lettering and get someone else or finish it myself. I don't know. I'm not at the lettering phase, but the script was done and put in so I could see how it was placed. I just took a picture of the screen with my camera. That's how low tech that was. Well, I guess it's high tech in that I have a camera in my pocket that I can take a picture of anything instantly, but in terms of I didn't send anything to the cloud, I didn't get the script, etc. But yeah, by any sort of metric I use, I'm halfway done with the inks. Now that doesn't include the cover, obviously. And yeah, like I said, I think the page count is 27. And I know at some point I added an extra page, at least 1 page, if not 2. And I think there was an idea that I might do that another page if I needed more space to tell the story, or if things were a little cramped. I don't know if that's the case. If not, it does have to be page counts of 4, and 27 is not that. Maybe I would do a pinup. Maybe I'd have somebody do a pinup. Maybe I would do just an ad for other stuff. I don't know. So I'm not worried about filling that page if I don't need to. But again, even if I did 28 pages, that means 14 pages is halfway done. I'm done with 15. Well, let's say I'm done with 14 and a half. So I'm technically over that hump. It's 4:20 Wednesday. I haven't done any drawing at all today. Last night and the night before, there were night terrors, which keep me up more than her, weirdly, because she doesn't really wake up technically. And then last night, what often happens, unfortunately, is that there'll be these night terrors, these nightmares. They're kind of keeping me up for a while, and then eventually she wakes up and has to go to the bathroom. And if it's close enough to the morning, 4, 5, 6, she's just up. And so I was sort of up on and off from 4 to 5, 5:30, and then around 5:30 or 6, she decided, well, I peed, now it's time to get up. Comes banging on my door, hey, it's good morning time, even though we don't normally get up till 7. Don't have to be to school till 8, 10. So I was like, oh, go play. I'm going to try to sleep. It didn't work. So I didn't have a good night's sleep. But anyway, dropped her off. Then there was this coffee with the principal thing that I went to from 8:30 to 9:30. And then I came home and I did cut up on some emails and businessy stuff, house stuff. And then it was basically time to pick her up because she had early release today. And so we went out and got some brunch, which was nice. And then we went to Walmart to get her some new shoes. Came home. She went into independent play. I took a nap, kind of like one of those sweaty, not great naps, and went to the bathroom, and now it's time to hang out with her again. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to get some work. I'm gonna try to touch it. I'm gonna try to make some drawing happen, but so far nothing yet. And also, Tech Advisor Urzuki yesterday had to do a bunch of stuff, so I was on duty till late, and then I had Action Activate, and then today she also has to do some stuff, so I'm on duty till late. So yeah, it's a rough week. And next week she's out of school, so we'll see. But I'm, trying to keep that forward momentum going at least. Well, through some weird fluke, well, not a fluke, just, development and children and unpredictability of life, I was telling her, hey, clean up your room and come on down. And sometimes she'll be like, oh, I want a few more minutes to do a thing. It's been a half hour. And I've reminded her after 15 minutes, I'm like, you can come down. She's like, no, I'm good. So I spent a half hour. I was working on this panel, but I decided to go easy on myself and did this panel. And this panel is basically done other than putting in the grayscale and those little white lines. So that's cool. I finished that, and then I went ahead and did the panel borders and put some white in. So yeah, a half hour of productive work. What a morning. I just dropped the kid off at school. The last couple days have just been a little rough in terms of sleep and getting out of the house and whatever. This is the second day this week that I haven't had to bring her in late. Yesterday, we just barely scooted in. Today she got up around 6, which is about an hour earlier than she should. And yet, and things went relatively easy. There was a little bit of she's gone through some kind of developmental shift, and she's always been an emotional kid, but just like yelling and just like losing control over the littlest thing constantly, and going from like 0 to 1,000 over nothing. To the point where it's difficult to, usually I feel bad and I try to help her, but it's like to the point like, oh, really? Okay. Cause it's like the girl who cried wolf. She screams and cries at everything. So it's like nothing matters. There's no scale of how bad is this. She breaks her leg or her shirt isn't tucked in right, and it's the same, So anyway, she forgot her backpack, even though I reminded her a few times, and she's never forgot it before. So we had to go back and pick that up. And then when we got to school, she was just a mess. She had picked to wear this hat, then she didn't want to wear the hat. And then she had this, it's cold out, but she won't wear a jacket or a long sleeve shirt. So I'm like, wear a vest. And she did, but then her shirt wouldn't be pulled down right, going back to the shirt thing. And she had gloves on, and that was made, and then we get to the front, and she's just like crying about, I don't know what. And she has her party thing, she's excited about it. And I'm like, yeah, and there'll be popcorn, which she loves. She's like, but sometimes I don't like popcorn. I'm like, well, then don't eat it. She's like, and just, I'm like, here's the hug. She's like, I don't want to go to school. I want to go back home. I'm like, well, I'm not going home. So, so eventually she went in and it was fine, but it's just like, it stinks to start my day this way so often, where it's like, I'm kind of woken up before I need to be, and it's sort of just stress and turmoil. And then I'm like kicking my kid to the curb, I'm exaggerating, like, I know it can't last like this forever, and I know there's going to be new challenges every phase, but and this is much better than it was. Like that's the thing. It is a little bit up and down, but it's definitely, like this. But I don't know, just lately it's been rough in the mornings, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I did draw a little bit more yesterday with the cat. There's a cat character, and it was sort of fine, and I think I did reference originally, but I just looked at a reference, and it basically did this thing where it's like half done. Like I did the rough pencils and I just started inking it, and it's like, wow, that looks really good. That's like the best back of a cat I've ever drawn. And now there's nowhere to go but down because it's not done. It's like, so the rough looks good. And this happens to me a lot, where the rough looks good, and then when I clean it up, it looks terrible. But specifically, this is like, I could tell it's just better than I could normally draw a cat. It's just like, this is how I'll be drawing cats in 6 months or a year or whatever, and I'm ready to mess it up. But I'm going to go get some coffee, and I'm going to get some avocado toast, and then I'm going to sit down and try to chill out and get some work done. Exhibit A, or should I say Exhibit C-A-T. The weather's been wild lately. Like, it was freezing this morning, like 40 or something. And now, I don't know what it is. It feels like 65. It's beautiful out. So, yeah, there's a lot of costume changes. Anyway, went to the coffee shop. Not as productive as it sometimes is. I was here for let's say 2.5 to 3 hours. I probably drew for a good 2 hours, but it wasn't solid. I was having trouble really zoning in. I did okay. Did mostly just inks on the first panel, redrew a few things, futzed with perspective, but progress made. It's undeniable progress made on this page. I was putting together a print, and I had that thing where the tape splits, so now I have whatever. It's crappy tape that's now, I'm trying to figure out how to use it. But picked up the kid after school and had a relatively good time chilling out with her, doing a few things, got her set up for independent play. Tried to take a nap, failed, didn't feel so great, laid down for a while, and she's been having little accidents, like little drips of pee that don't really make it beyond her underwear, but she's been having it like almost every day for like the last week or two, which is a huge regression. And then today, in her room, she had such a big one that it like actually got on the floor, like it peed through her pants and made it on the floor, which was not fun. And she's like, I don't know why I do it. And I'm like, ew. So that's a new thing I got to deal with. And so I dealt with that and whatever. And so then independent play was over, book time was over. I'm like, okay, when you're done, come on out. And on the flip side, because she's going through some kind of developmental stuff, which I've said. And on the flip side of like that, she's like, okay, I'm going to finish reading these comics. And, and it's been like a half hour. I said this the other day. It's like, I'm waiting for her to come out. So I'm kind of trying to do some stuff in the meantime. But like, I'm getting extra free time, but it's this weird sort of like at any moment she might pop in kind of free time. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I'm trying to get this print ready to send, and the tape is failing me. Also, I'm going to be on Artcasters tonight. It's going to be live tonight. This video is going to go up who knows when, but if you go back in time, I'll be on the Artcasters again. All right, I just got done doing Artcasters. It was about 2 hours total I was on there. I was sort of drawing the whole time, but I probably got less than an hour of actual work done, but that's still work I got done. And it was a good time, so go check it out if you have a chance. It's on Scott Cirkland's channel, I believe. I'm going to try to lay down and get some rest, if not sleep. So it's Friday afternoon. I'm about to pick the kid up. There's someone I think in the turn, but they don't have their blinker on, and I'm a pedestrian, so double right of way for me. But anyway, I went to one of the coffee shops today, and I got a fair amount of work done. I could have got more. There's a guy who I know there now just from going there, and he's a nice enough guy, but he's a little chatty, and sometimes it's hard to focus on drawing while chatting. I kind of do it, but like definitely my productivity dropped off after he showed up. And then I had to get home early for the landscapers. I forgot to put seed out, and now I'm picking them up and whatever. And I got some work done, and it's fine. But this week coming up, I'm not sure how much work I'm able to get done because the kid's out of school. So I'm going to try to finish the page this weekend. And I know I say things like that a lot, but I'm, far enough along that it's very possible. Okay, the other thing, when the kids picked up, it's like 1:30 now. The other thing is I had sold a print that I was going to bring to the post office after I picked her up today, but during the day, 2 more sold, which is fantastic. But I needed to come home and pack those up, which I did. So I dropped 3 prints off today, which is nice. One going to England, which I was like, oh no, because the shipping's been killing me. And I'm like, oh, I upped the shipping to England to $25. And I'm like, ooh, I hope that wasn't too much. Well, the shipping was $29. So I still lost some money, but not as much as I usually do. Shipping makes no sense. Anyway, so she's going into independent play now. I had a lunch, she had a little snack, and I did like 4 lines on my iPad in the kitchen, but whatever. She's trying parkour for the first time today. We've done a bunch of activities. None of them really worked out long term. So we're trying this one now, but it's at 3. So I'm going to get less than the hour and a half break I normally get. I'm feeling better today than I did the last few days. Got a decent night's sleep last night, but I'm still tired because she's really pushing my nerves, like just refusing to get into the car seat and refusing to do anything and crying hysterically over trivial things nonstop. And so it's very exhausting. And I'm going to lay down here for a little bit. And if I get my strength up, then I'll try to do something productive. And if not, I will lay here for an hour looking at my phone.
Fresh soil will beget fresh grass, or nothing. We've done it several times. Once it worked. We live in a desert, yet we try to make grass. We are silly creatures, as the Fraggles would say.
Ugh, what a mess. It's getting better over here, but anyway. After 7 Friday, I took the kid to a parkour class. It's like a trial class, which still costs $30 for like a trial. Usually it's like free or reduced or whatever. It was like 45 minutes, and it sucked. She's no good at following stuff. She's running off on her own. Some other kid got hurt while we were there because he wasn't listening, so he hurt his ankle. And like, I couldn't draw. I couldn't relax. It's like I get more stressed out doing this. So we're probably not going to do that again. We'll continue looking for different activities. Meanwhile, I haven't drawn since. Well, I drew this morning, and I got some stuff done. But I've been. I don't know, I've been like exhausted for some reason. Last night was the first night I got a full good night's sleep in like a week at least. And I don't feel particularly sick or anything. I feel like I could have fallen asleep 3 hours ago and I haven't even had dinner yet. And so that's where I'm at. Meanwhile, I got another print sale, so that's cool. So I'm packaging that up to try to be productive, and I'm getting video fodder together for my next vlog video, which is now after the Disney trip in January. Yeah. Good morning, it's Saturday. Woke up to a copyright strike on my Etsy store, so that was fun. Nothing too terrible. I didn't know what it was at first because they just tell you there's a strike and you gotta kind of investigate further. And it was from Nickelodeon, Viacom, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, that was surprising and not surprising. Not surprising because I have been struck by them before. All my turtle prints have been taken down off of my Etsy store, and I have kind of stopped doing turtle prints for that reason. But it was surprising because all of my turtle prints have been taken down off the store, and I've stopped doing turtle prints for that reason. So what was it? And it took a little clicking around to find deactivated auctions or sales listings, whatever. I had a piece of original art of the robotic turtle Metalhead as a pyrotechnics kind of engineer for the Misfits Turtles, which was a series I had done. This was the original art, ink on Bristol. of a side character somewhat transformed, and that's what I got the copyright strike for. Now, I'm confident if I thought that I could win, mainly because it's original art, and usually you win with that. But it's one piece of art and it's not worth it, and I'll bring it to shows or I'll throw it up on eBay or I just won't sell it. But it was not a fun way to wake up in the morning, is all. It's Saturday, it's my day to sleep in, which never works because the kid wakes up, my wife wakes up, the cats wake up. But I sort of like woke up for a while, fell back asleep for like an hour or so. So I got more sleep than usual. I don't know what to do because I have till a couple hours. I don't want to go to a coffee shop. I kind of want to get some work on the art done, but I usually the weekend is when I get other stuff done. But the most pressing thing is to get my video finished editing. So I'm going to do that while I drink some coffee. In my Pandora mug, available from Disney World only. It's a little bit too big for a normal shelf, so I always forget I have it because it's not on my normal coffee cup shelf. And on a related note, when I was there, my mom didn't come this time. And she loves Avatar and that kind of stuff. And I got her this cool Pandora t-shirt, not shirt, it was like a flouncy shirt, a lady shirt. I asked her size. She told me it's exactly the style she would want in her size. It was expensive, but a lovely gift that she would enjoy, and she did. But later on told me she never wears it because it doesn't fit, even though it fits. It fits her, but it's like a midriff where like a few inches of belly are meant to hang out, but it's not built that way. And I remember when we were at Disney one time before, having that issue, wanting to buy shirts for my kid, all the shirts for like the 3 or 4-year-olds were like midriffs. Not like, hey, here's a midriff shirt, but just they're all just a little too short, and that's like the style, I guess. But anyway, my mom at 70 doesn't want to show off her midriff, so she doesn't wear this, which is a bummer. So I've been home for about 45 minutes. I went to the bathroom and I've been laying on the bed. I'm tired and unmotivated. I'm making a version of avocado toast. I get this pre-made avocado squirties, and then I put some Parmesan and some salt and cilantro. This isn't something I do on a weekday, but it's a weekend, so I'm doing it for me and the child. Then we're going out. We're going to Ross. We're going to make some returns. I got her this, well, she got herself this. We give her points for good behavior and she can cash in for money. This little walking cat thing doesn't work. Upon further inspection, it looks like somebody had returned it. Excuse me, it's missing a screw, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to eat up and then we're going to head out. And we're going to go to Ross to make that return and return another thing for my buddy, the big dog. I'm worried they're going to have another one of those cats because I've looked online and it's a brand called For Real, which they have a ton of, but this particular one is like called Loves to Walk Kitty or something, and they have Wags a lot and Pees a lot and Walk a Friend and like all versions, but not this exact one, so we'll see how that goes. To the point where I was like, well, worst comes to worst, I'll pay full price and order one from Target, Walmart, Amazon, eBay, and I can't find it anywhere, so she's very attached to it. We might end up keeping a broken one. We'll see how it goes. And then I'm going to get a coffee and we're going to run around the play area and do as much as we can of that, then come back and do whatever. And then I go pick up my mom in the airport. We're going to have lunch. And sometime way after all that, maybe I'll get some drawing done. Okay.
Kitty, help it!
At Valley HQ, the sky is looking fantastic. And I did get a little tiny bit of drawing in while I had the kid look at catalogs to circle things for Christmas list, which is very old school. I don't know if people still do that, but I did it and it worked good and I got a little drawing done. And now we're out, went to Ross, did not get a new version of the cat, so we're continuing to keep the broken one. There's one more Ross we could try. And now we're out at the little play area at Valley HQ. Then I'm gonna get a fancy coffee and then bring her home. I was gonna try to give her a bath, but I don't know if I'll have time for that, but I'll set her up for lunch and then I'll go pick up my mom from the airport, which is a 2.5 hour round trip, but we're also stopping for lunch. That's a big chunk of the day right there. So yeah, but it's really nice right now. It's really nice out. Got my mom from the airport, just had lunch here at this place, kind of on the outskirts of San Diego called Breakfast Republic. It was good. It was 4 stars. It had some of the best breakfast potatoes I've ever had. It did have terrible syrup though. And this car wants to run me over, so I guess I'll get out of the parking lot. Saturday morning. First week, or the week. It's the week of Thanksgiving, and the kid has off school, so it results in less stressful mornings, but more time to fill in the day. We're going to an art day later today. Well, this is for recycling. And
We got rid of the 2 jack-o'-lanterns because they started rotting, but these little paint potted ones I think I'm gonna get rid of now because Thanksgiving is upon us and it's garbage day, so unfortunately it's time to go.
Going to the park to do an art day. The first coffee. Anytime I'm walking around, I have headphones on that I think are microphones, so this is a test to see if the audio works. Today, no school for the child. Went to this art thing, did a bunch of stuff. It was a long day. Did a bath day. I cooked some vegetarian sloppy joes. And yeah, so I've been going. During my normal break, independent playbook time, she kind of wasn't having it, which was frustrating considering we went and did so much stuff today. We were out and went to the store. We went and we played at the playground and we did art and blah, blah, blah. But it was still like, I don't want to be doing this. Like, oh. So I got a little bit, I basically just did some housework and like a minute of video editing. And yeah, I haven't really done any artwork. I've forced myself to walk. I tried to give an old friend a call, but he didn't pick up. So now I'm talking to you. And I think I'm gonna cut this walk short because I actually did walk around quite a bit today. I didn't really need the exercise. It was more about making the phone call. So yeah, I don't know. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I mean, today's not over. It's only like 6:30, 7 o'clock, but I'm being a realist and like, I don't know if I'm gonna do any drawing tonight. We'll see. It's tough. Like, you know, there is that thing of like, oh, these people just, you got time at the end of the day, use it. And I agree. And I've been that person that said that, but it's like, yeah, I'm exhausted. Like, I can force myself to do things. I can force myself to video edit. I can force myself to clean the cat litter. I can force myself to go for this walk. But like pushing the paper on pencil, at the best of times, I end up redrawing things 15 times because it's not coming out right. When I'm feeling burnt out and tired and not wanting to do it, like I'll end up, and I've done this, I'll end up putting in an hour or two just to do it. And then the next day be like, well, I have to redraw all of this. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Who? You both want one? Oh, okay, food, okay. It's food. I was downstairs waiting for Q to show up. I didn't know what I was doing. And I realized my iPad was down here charging. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just poke around. And I did 30, 45 minutes of drawing. I'm not thrilled with what I did, but I drew. And now I'll feed. Went to Vail HQ today and got some lunch and face paint for the kid and a few other things. And now she's playing in the play area. Then we're gonna hit Ross to see if we can get a Thanksgiving dress for her. Also just to look for toys, of course. And then I think post office and then home. And this is the thing, like I just had a coffee, we're walking around, I'm feeling good. I didn't feel good this morning, I feel good now. I feel energized and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get home and she's over there where she's not supposed to be. But I see her and get some work done. But experience tells me that I'll get home and lay on the bed. So hopefully I'm wrong. About 2 hours later, just got home, got the kid all settled in, and I'm a prophet, what can I say? What do you think of all this, Uzi? You're very stressed, I could tell. It's a little before 6. I ended up being productive. I did a load of dishes. I took out the garbage. I did compost. I did a few other things. And then I moved some video assets around. Didn't really do any art stuff. Drawing, I should say. Did do, however, was import this asset for a glove prop, I guess, for a Black Return that is shown here briefly. But I also went and found the next page that has the lettering on it, but I have a version. Oh, I have a version that doesn't have the lettering, but that's not it. That's weird. Well, I'll have to fix that. I essentially brought in the next page I need to work on because theoretically this one will be done pretty soon, and I didn't want to be in a position where I didn't have the next one ready to go. I thought I was out of this like hangout area pretty soon because I've been in it for like, I think 3 pages now by the time but the next one, they're still in the back office, and I think the next one, there's like 5 pages of bar conversation stuff. But I also like looked at the next few pages and was surprised at how tight the pencils were, which is good and bad. It's good because, well, hopefully I could just ink them and blow through them if I don't have to redraw stuff and it's clearly done. But it's also like, oh, I spent all that time. Like I see how much effort I put into making these clean pencils for me, and I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's right now it's good. The effort I put in the past, I don't know, but I'm hoping it'll let me sail through a couple pages. It'll still be slow because I only have a few hours, a couple days a week to work on it. But I'm hoping that when I put those hours in, I'll get more work done. But in the short term, not much drawing today, but I did organize the files. Maybe I'll do a little drawing later. I don't know. I have to record Action Activate tonight, and we're gonna have dinner in a minute, so we'll see. Wednesday, 10 o'clock a.m. I'm leaving I almost hit my face with that door. Should I do that? Well, if I do it on camera, it's worth it. I'm leaving my mother's house, leaving the child with them. We're gonna have lunch here, but I was like, I want to go find a coffee shop and do some artwork. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I have other stuff I need to do, make some phone calls to doctors and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm going to try to find a coffee shop to sit down for the next, I don't know, 2 hours, I guess, 2.5 hours at best. But I don't know what's around here, so I'm going to go search right now. It's about 5 o'clock, still Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Got home, had a little trouble getting motivated, wanted to do more drawing, and I did. I got a late start, but the kid has decided to play in her room longer than usual, which again is not as rare as it once was, but it's still unusual. And so I got extra time. Once I did get started, I sat down here and I finished the page. Completely done, grazed and everything. This is the cat that I was pretty happy with. This cat I was kind of okay happy with too. This was the difficult one, the action shot. I still am not thrilled with it. I think it's as good as I could do right now without redrawing it 50 more times, so I'm gonna call it done. When I go back and look at the whole book, maybe it bothers me enough that I redraw it, but finished is better than perfect, done is better than not done, so it is done. Thanksgiving, I decided to just prep the new page so I know where I'm at. I did the panels and then I did a tiny, tiny bit of inking here, but I think that's gonna be it for now. I just opened up a frame and framed up a Strong Stuff Transformers poster I got a while back. Previously I did that with a Godzilla -1. The third thing I need to frame is a Flynn Lives ARG poster that I got from when Tron Legacy came out that I've never hung. It was all rolled up, so I'm flattening it out with a bunch of stuff on top of it now. These 3 expensive posters and 3 expensive frames that I've had for varying degrees of time. Thanksgiving is when I decided that I would frame, well, I framed one the other day, framed one today, and I'm getting ready to frame another, but I'm thankful for frames. About? Really? I turn on the camera and then you get quiet? Oh, you want food? It's not food time, you little stinker. It's not. It's not food time for anybody. I cleaned off all the counters, did another load of dishes. I got the veggie lasagna defrosting since yesterday. My mom's coming over soon, and then it'll be go time. It's not go time yet. I see that lock is on there for you. Yeah. Come here. You little binker. You little binker. The Batmobile from Batman Beyond showed up 2 days ago. And I decided to open that today too, and I'm thankful for it. Heading to the store. The food store is open till 3 because we need sharp cheddar cheese. Sharp shredded cheddar cheese. Also some butter. We had butter, but I'm getting extra. So that's what I'm doing. The question is, will the Starbucks inside the food store be open? And if it is, will I get something? If I do, it'll be a London Fog, which is sort of like a tea cappuccino, which I didn't know existed until a year ago. And it's not my go-to, but it's my sometimes. It's open. Never before, except for one other time, have we used the expander. Still Thanksgiving, 7:24 in the evening. I feel like I've been ready to go to sleep since like 4:30. My mom left around 4-ish. We ate dinner at we ate meal at like 1. There was like a little, we were gonna do it at 2, which was already crazy early, but then there was a snafu with cooking, so we did it at like 1. So then we had like dessert and pie at like 3:30, I think. And then it's just been like cleaning up and farting around. I opened up a Batman Beyond figure to go with that Batmobile and put that out just now after like an hour of not being able to get off the couch. Partially because I'm full, partially I'm just exhausted. Yeah, so there's not much more happening today. I can't believe, I'm remembering I drew for a few minutes earlier today, which at the time I was like, this isn't much, but with the day I've had, I'm like, good for me, good for me. This is the display area. It's got a circle of art right there. It's in progress. This is mostly TV and movies, all DC actually, funny enough. And then I have that Batmobile and the Batman Beyond down there. Needs some tweaking, but coming along pretty nicely. It's about 4 o'clock Friday after Thanksgiving. We were supposed to go with some parent friends to the zoo. That fell through because of sickness. And we decided to go to the mall at Five Below. Had this like Squishmallows Black Friday thing, so we got a bunch of those. And then we went to the mall, went to Round One, which is like an arcade. And I just kind of farted around and did stuff, but I'm exhausted. I didn't have any caffeine until right now. I'm having a coffee right now. And I don't know, I'm just wiped out. It was a nice day. It was a really like lovely day. But the kid was a little burnt out, and you know, we were all getting a little overwhelmed by the end of it. It was like, okay, we're done with this. So we all just got back. We're gonna take a little break. Then we're gonna have a little craft time, and then have some dinner and some leftover pumpkin pie. And yeah, so no artwork done, but a nice and tiring day. Burp for free. Saturday, 12:30. Been mostly resting, not feeling well, and doing housework. Frame up my last piece. This is a Flynn Lives poster I got from the Tron Legacy ARG game stuff that happened a while ago. I don't even think this was 100% official. This was like a fan-made thing. I also had a set of 3 of the bits that I had forever, didn't display them and sold them, and now I kind of low-key wish I still had them to put here, but whatever. But anyway, I got this. I got this years ago. It has never been hung. I got the frame months ago. Planned on putting it right there next to what used to be my Tron display, but then I got this new cabinet, which is fantastic, and now it doesn't fit. So I might have to put it up there, or that's the most likely thing, is to put it up there, I guess, and then maybe leave this blank or put something else here. But it looks really nice.